For the last 3 years or so, I've been working on my sewing business as a side hustle, but also having a full-time, a fairly demanding day job. Now, that definitely had its price, because I can assure you that I've been really exhausted and quite stressed out for the last few years, managing both those things, especially as my sewing company was growing. So 6 months ago, I took a big decision, and that was to take a 6-month break from my day job to be able to focus full-time on my sewing business and really see what would that lead to. So now 6 months has passed, and to be honest, the time has flown. I have no idea where it's gone, but it's gone. So I wanted to share with you an update video now on what's going on. So was 6 months enough to create a sustainable business that could replace my full-time day job income, or did I have to go back to my day job, possibly with the tail behind my legs? Well, that's what we're going to talk about in today's video. So I started my blog in 2008, and I worked on that really hard, and I also opened an Etsy shop. But after about 4 years, around 2012, I broke my wrist. So I wasn't able to either sew, take photos, or type. So the blog was put on an undefined hiatus, and that hiatus ended up actually being 3 years. So I didn't do anything on my blog between 2012 and 2015. And to be honest, that was probably a bad idea, because 2012, that was when around that time, that was when the indie sewing business were really taking off. So while I was on my break, a lot of people were actually able to start and get really good momentum of viable sewing businesses, especially those that were based online. But of course, I kind of was on that trajectory, but then took a break just about when things were starting to happen, both for myself and to others. And but I had time to do a lot of other stuff, so I mean, I don't regret it. But from a business point of view, it's probably a bad decision. But then in 2015, I began to be really excited about producing sewing content again. So I began blogging again. I also started my YouTube channel. That led to writing my first book, Sewing Activewear. And then in 2019, I released my second book, Master the Coverstitch Machine. And also in 2019, I released my first garment pattern. And also I've released 4 accessories pattern as well. While I wouldn't say that I have a massive product catalog, I definitely have some things going on. Also the fact that I produce videos every week. I write on my blog posts, mostly sewing tutorials, at least once and usually twice a week. And I'm also active on all social media. So it definitely, the workload is pretty intense. And as I said, I did all this on top of my day job. Working mornings before my day job, working the evenings, working the weekends. I can definitely feel that I was in a very taxing, stressful situation. But the good news is that in Sweden, where I live, you're actually able to get a 6-month break from your day job and still being able to keep it, just so that you can focus on your business idea. So when I find out about that opportunity, I decided that I can definitely make that work. That would of course be without any income. And as you probably would have guessed, the income that I have from my sewing business is nowhere near the income and the benefits and all the stuff that comes with my day job. So it was definitely a big financial risk as well. So that was what happened. So it all started in September when I went off my day job. And well, since then it's been, well, what a journey. The plan when I began this break was to focus mainly on my third book, which is about sewing jeans. But obviously, a book is a long time project that requires a lot of work without any income meanwhile, which means that it's something you have to do for the future. But when you don't have any salary, like in my case, any income or very little income. So I was basically in a situation where I realized that I need to focus perhaps more on getting out smaller products, but more regularly, and also really stepping up my marketing efforts and making sure that I'm able to get my books sold in more places and finding other streams of income, so that I would actually, not having to be panicky about the money each month. So I ended up shifting my focus a little bit. That said, I really feel like I accomplished a lot of things. I released my first garment sewing pattern, the Isla leggings. I released my forced accessory pattern, the Velo knit cap. But again, when I say that things went well, that doesn't mean that things went as well that it would replace my income. I also held sewing classes in person. That's more like a one-off thing. It's not something I would do like every week. That's not that many opportunities for doing that where I live. So again, that's a very unreliable income source. So to sum it up now, when I've been listing all the things, and I've also, as I said, focused a lot about the marketing. I switched online store solution to Shopify to make sure that I really could provide the best shopper experience, and hopefully that would convert to more sales as well. And I really put myself out there a lot in so many different channels. And that definitely paid off. Absolutely. I've seen an increase in revenue. I've had more sellers now and more income streams from my books. And I've even actually, my second book is now being published in Germany by a German publisher, which is pretty awesome, because that's one of my dreams has been to be able to translate my books into other languages. So there's definitely been a lot of good news happening. The downside is, of course, that I wasn't able to finish my book about sewing jeans. So that's something I'm going to focus on now. But all that said and done, so even if as I said, I've been doing lots of different things, and I have definitely seen an improvement in my business. I can sense that I'm on a good trajectory. I can feel some momentum, but still, I am absolutely 100% nowhere near what I would consider a stable income. Living in a country like Sweden, where we have high taxes, high cost of living, also my age. I am not 25. I'm turning 50 in 2.5 years. So for me, I need security. I need to be able to sleep at night, to know that I have a steady income. And my sewing business at this point is maybe not even halfway there, where I would say, okay, this can actually replace my day job income. Which leads me to what I'm sure that you are curious about. Yes, I am returning to my day job. I don't feel too bad about that, because I knew from the start that based on the income, the monthly income to my business, and the potential of the sewing business and what I had to provide, I can see that there is no way that 6 months doing this mostly on my own, that would provide enough income for me to live on. So I knew that. I think the only thing that feels a little bit like, not sad, but I'm on a really good trajectory, as I said now. I feel like I have a really good momentum. And I know that when I go back to my day job now, it means that I will have to really reel back a lot of the stuff and the projects I've been working on, because I just have to make my day-to-day life work. And what I'm a little bit worried about now is that I might again be in a situation where I am really on the verge. I feel that I could actually take this to the next level. But now, with so much more limited resources, maybe that will definitely damper my good motion in this business journey. That's mostly what I'm a little bit worried about. I have been doing a lot more delegation, so I really set up a lot of really good systems for my business. So I do think that I have a good setup to be able to run this on the side. I'm also actually going to work 4 days a week instead of 5 for some months now, and I will use that day off to finish my book about jeans, just to make sure that I won't overextend myself and just end up in a situation again where I'm just too worn out to actually being able to do all the things that I am planning to do. And you also have to be really realistic about the market and the potential of running a business in the space of garment sewing. First of all, I would say that compared to some other crafts, there aren't that many people still sewing their own clothes, which means that the market is fairly limited. We've also seen a surge, as I said in the beginning of this video, from indie makers creating businesses. So I think that if you're coming into the scene now, while there is a growing interest, there's also the fact that the initial hype train is kind of gone now. So for those of us that are coming like the next step after that, it definitely means that there were already a lot of eyeballs on other people. So finding your place and your unique voice, your like unique selling point is definitely a challenge. I will say though that I feel like here on YouTube, for instance, I have a fantastic community, and I do feel that I've managed to reach out to so many of you, and we have this fantastic community regarding sewing. So it's not that I don't feel that there is people and there are an appreciation of what I do. I do feel that so much, but the actual numbers are not there for me at this point to say that, okay, this is something I could do full time. Now, I'm pretty sure that that could change. So what I'm thinking now is that if I'm able to keep some kind of momentum, even though I have to scale it down a bit now, like theoretically, I think that maybe in 3-4 years, if I'm able to keep up, producing more books, producing more patterns, being able to just get more of a household name, then I will actually be able to come to a point where I have enough income streams and enough that I'm well known enough that I could actually make this work for a real living. But right now that's a far-fetched dream, but I don't feel like super bad about it because I know that at least theoretically it could definitely happen. But as I said, I have to be realistic about my financial situation, and that is the way it is. Now I've been rambling a lot, but I would really like to get your feedback on this as well. As I said, it's a definite challenge to find what is my place in this sewing community. So I would really like to know if you who have followed me for a while would like to share. What do you think that I should focus on? Where in this space do you see me? Where do you see that I have a place and that I have something to offer that will be appreciated? So I really like to get some feedback on this, just to help me to also figure out where I should lay my focus. The thing I'm thinking myself is that for me, I see myself as a sewing teacher primarily, even though I also make patterns, and that's what I feel that I am able to offer, like explaining things in a hopefully very easy to understand manner and very detailed, and also because I am focusing a lot of sewing with knits and how to really use the right techniques, and that's also the way I'm approaching my jeans book. So I'm a lot about really breaking down techniques and give you the resources that will take your sewing to the next level. That's kind of where I feel like my sweet spot is, both what I am feeling very passionate about and also what I think that others are resonating with. But I would also really like to know what you see in me and what you think that I should put my focus on, and where do you see there is a need in the sewing community where my skills and my point of view would fit in. So I'm really grateful if you will give me some advice on this as well, because I'm definitely still struggling with knowing what is the right way to move forward. That would be even more important now that since I'm going back to my day job, I really need to make sure that the precious time that I had has the focus on the right things. So yeah, that's where I stand now. To be honest, as I said, I am not really sure what will happen now because I am just at the starting phase of going back to my day job. So I have no idea how I will feel, how my energy level will be. But I will definitely say that I'm very focused on continuing working on this business as much as I can possibly muster up, just because I have to also consider my health and my social and my family life. But I will definitely keep on focusing on it, and I will not give up. And I do feel, as I said, kind of confident actually that I can make this work. I just need to give it more time. And someone also commented when I did a video about this, just at the start of my journey. She said that I was perhaps thinking too small or dreaming too small or something to that effect. And I really appreciate her point of view. And I can see that I am sometimes guilty of that I almost put myself down a little bit instead of really being a visionary and being able to say, okay, I can actually do this. I set my expectations so low, and I think that's a way of avoiding disappointment when things didn't go as planned. But I can also think that perhaps that type of mindset can also hinder my growth in a way. Now, I'm not much of a woo-woo person, if you know what I mean. I'm a very rational, analytical type of person. But I still think that there is some valid points when it comes to having a mindset regarding your goals and your business. And I definitely think that I need to work on my mindset a little bit too, moving forward. So we'll see how that goes, but I'll definitely keep you updated. You can look forward to more videos like this in the future, because I know you guys also appreciate seeing this side of sewing. So thank you so much for being part of this journey, for supporting me, for buying my books, for buying my patterns, shouting me out, leaving comments. That means so much to me, and that's also one of the reasons that I'm able to keep going, even though I've been so tired sometimes and wanting to be like, can I really do this? But then I get a wonderful comment, someone really appreciating what I do, and then it's I get this new boost of energy. So please keep those positive vibes going. I definitely will need it moving forward now. So yeah, anyways, thank you so much for supporting me and following me along on this journey, and I will definitely keep you updated. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time.